Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by saying this life is not just a game to be played. It's a game to be mastered. But winning isn't something that shows up uninvited. You don't win because you're lucky. You win because you're prepared. Now, today I want to talk to you about something that can shift the direction of your life forever. Not someday. Not next year. Today. It's called the secret to always winning. Now, you might ask, is there such a thing as always winning? And my answer is, absolutely. But not the way most people think. See, most people think winning is the trophy, the applause, the promotion. But those are just results. And results don't come without a recipe. Let me give you 5 secrets that guarantee you're always in the winner's circle, even when nobody's watching. Discipline is often misunderstood as mere self-control or the ability to resist temptation, but in truth, it is much more powerful and fundamental. It is the invisible force that connects your dreams and goals to the reality of your accomplishments. Think of discipline as a bridge, a sturdy, dependable pathway that allows you to cross from the place where you have ideas and aspirations to the place where those ideas become real, tangible successes. Without discipline, goals remain nothing more than wishful thinking. You can have the clearest vision and the grandest ambitions, but without consistent, focused effort day after day, those visions will fade away like clouds in the wind. What separates those who reach their goals from those who don't is the commitment to show up, even when motivation wanes, even when distractions call, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Discipline is not a trait you're born with, it's a skill that you build. It grows stronger every time you choose to do what needs to be done rather than what feels good in the moment. It's the daily decisions to act with purpose and integrity. To get up at a certain time, to stick to a plan, to push through resistance. This kind of steady, relentless action is what turns good intentions into accomplishments. Consider the simple act of waking up early. It may seem small or insignificant, but those who master this habit gain an advantage in life. They win the first battle of the day, and that sets the tone for everything else that follows. Early risers find time to prepare, plan, and prioritize before the chaos of the day begins. They aren't rushed or reactive, they are proactive. This proactive approach is a cornerstone of discipline, the ability to act ahead of circumstances rather than simply reacting to them. When you start your day with discipline, it creates momentum. That momentum carries you forward through challenges. You might not feel motivated or inspired every day, but if you have discipline, you keep moving. It's like a well-oiled machine that keeps running regardless of the weather outside. The result is progress. Sometimes slow, sometimes steady, but always forward. Discipline also means consistency. It's not about making a giant leap once in a while. It's about making small, deliberate steps repeatedly. Imagine trying to build a house by throwing bricks randomly once in a while. It wouldn't stand. But laying one brick at a time, carefully and consistently, builds a solid foundation and walls that last. In the same way, every disciplined action is like placing another brick in your journey toward your goal. Often, people confuse discipline with harshness or rigidity. They think it means denying themselves all pleasures or freedom. But true discipline is about freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from excuses, freedom from regret. When you develop discipline, you gain control over your time, your choices, and your future. Instead of being a slave to impulses, distractions, or laziness, you become the master of your actions. Discipline also nurtures self-respect and confidence. Each time you follow through on your commitments, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you are reliable. This builds trust with yourself. And trust is the foundation of self-confidence. You begin to believe in your ability to achieve what you set out to do, and that belief fuels even greater discipline. It's a positive cycle that compounds over time. Challenges and obstacles are inevitable, There will be days when discipline feels like the hardest thing to maintain. You might want to quit or postpone your goals because the road ahead looks tough. But discipline is the muscle that helps you push through these moments. It gives you the resilience to keep going when things don't go your way, when setbacks come, or when motivation disappears. Winners don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it with discipline. It's also important to recognize that discipline is a daily practice, not a one-time achievement. There is no finish line where discipline ends. Every day presents a new choice, a new opportunity to either build your dreams or let them slip away. Even the most successful people keep working on their discipline because they know it's the foundation of continual growth and achievement. Many people start strong but lose momentum because they rely solely on motivation or inspiration, which are fleeting by nature. Discipline carries you beyond these temporary feelings. It's what you rely on when excitement fades. When you don't feel like it, discipline says, "This is what you do." It's a commitment to yourself and your vision. Moreover, discipline shapes your character. It teaches you patience, perseverance, and integrity. When you stick to your path, even when it's difficult, you build a character that others respect and admire. This character, in turn, attracts opportunities and relationships that support your goals. Finally, discipline doesn't just help you accomplish external goals. It transforms your inner world as well. It trains your mind to focus, your emotions to stay balanced, and your habits to align with your purpose. Over time, disciplined living creates a ripple effect, improving every area of your life: health, relationships, finances, and personal fulfillment. Too often, people spend all their energy working on their job, focusing on the tasks, the deadlines, the projects, and the external results, while neglecting the most important investment they can ever make: themselves. But here is a profound truth: your greatest asset is not your job, your business, or your paycheck. It is you. And if you want to truly succeed, you have to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Working harder on yourself means committing to your personal growth and development every single day. It means understanding that the skills, mindset, habits, and knowledge you build inside are the foundation for everything else. If you don't upgrade yourself, your circumstances will never improve sustainably, no matter how hard you work at your job. Think about it this way: your income and your influence are directly proportional to your personal development. The more you learn, the more you grow, the more valuable you become, not just to your employer or customers, but to yourself. That's why investing time in reading, listening, learning new skills, and expanding your perspective is one of the smartest strategies you can adopt. Many people fall into the trap of working harder and longer hours at their job, thinking that sheer effort will get them ahead. But without continuous self-improvement, effort alone is like running on a treadmill. You expend energy but don't get anywhere new. Working harder on yourself means sharpening your mind and character so that your efforts become smarter, more focused, and ultimately more effective. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle often boils down to this: successful people are constant learners. They treat their mind like a garden, regularly planting seeds of knowledge and pulling out the weeds of limiting beliefs. They read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, and seek out mentors. They understand that their level of thinking determines the level of their results. When you work harder on yourself, you develop new ways to handle challenges, new ideas to innovate, and new attitudes that keep you motivated and resilient. This growth is the secret sauce that transforms hard work into success. The world changes fast, and if you don't keep growing, you get left behind. This principle applies in every area of life, not just career. Emotional intelligence, communication skills, time management, leadership ability, and even physical health are all part of working harder on yourself. When you improve in these areas, you bring your best to everything you do. You become more effective, more persuasive, and more capable of turning opportunities into achievements. Working harder on yourself is a lifelong commitment. It's not something you do once or twice when you have time, but a daily habit. It requires discipline to carve out time in your schedule for personal growth, even when life gets busy. This is why successful people often say they read a book a week or listen to educational content every day. They don't see this as optional. It's essential. One of the best ways to work harder on yourself is to surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. The people you spend the most time with influence your mindset and habits more than you realize. Seek out mentors, join groups of like-minded individuals, and engage in communities that foster growth. These connections will push you beyond your comfort zone and keep you striving for more. Another critical aspect of working harder on yourself is reflection. Take time to evaluate where you are, where you want to go, and what's holding you back. Be honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses. The more self-aware you become, the better you can focus your efforts on the areas that will have the greatest impact. Remember, growth doesn't always feel comfortable. It often requires stepping into the unknown and facing your fears. But every breakthrough in your life will come from pushing past resistance and embracing challenges. The person who works hardest on themselves learns to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Working harder on yourself also means developing your mindset to overcome setbacks and failures. Life will knock you down sometimes, but your ability to get back up depends on the strength of your character and your belief in yourself. This resilience is built through constant inner work, through reading, learning, meditation, or whatever practice helps you maintain clarity and focus. It's important to remember that working harder on yourself is not selfish or indulgent. In fact, it's the most generous thing you can do, because the better you become, the more you can contribute to others. When you grow, you become a source of inspiration, support, and leadership in your family, your workplace, and your community. The reality is that the world rewards those who are prepared. When opportunity knocks, it's the person who has invested in their own growth who is ready to answer the door. Working harder on yourself prepares you not only to seize opportunities, but to create them. It positions you as a leader and a problem solver, someone who doesn't just survive the future but shapes it. In the end, your career and your life will reflect the person you are becoming on the inside. The job you have today is temporary, but the skills and character you build will last a lifetime. The only true security is the ability to adapt, learn, and grow continuously. So make a commitment to yourself today to invest more in your personal development than in anything else. There's a natural tendency in all of us to hope that life will be easier, that the challenges will disappear, and that the obstacles in our way will simply vanish. We want the road to success to be smooth, free from difficulties, and filled with effortless progress. But here is a profound truth: wishing for life to be easier will never lead you to victory. Instead, the real secret to success is to wish that you were better, that you had the skills, mindset, and strength to handle whatever life throws at you. When you look at the most successful people in history, you notice something remarkable. They didn't have easier lives or fewer problems. In fact, many of them faced tremendous hardships, failures, and setbacks. What set them apart was their refusal to blame the circumstances or wish the journey was simpler. They focused instead on improving themselves, on becoming better equipped to meet the challenges. To wish you were better means embracing responsibility for your growth. It's easy to complain about external conditions, to blame the economy, your upbringing, or your environment. But those things are outside your control. What is within your control is the person you become in response to those conditions. When you decide to improve your abilities, your attitude, and your character, you shift from being a victim of circumstance to a victor over circumstance. Life is full of storms. You cannot control the weather, but you can learn how to sail through the rough seas. The difference lies in the skill of the sailor, not the calmness of the ocean. When difficulties come, and they will come, you want to be someone who rises to the occasion. You want to have the resilience, wisdom, and courage to navigate the toughest moments with grace and strength. Wishing for things to be easier is a form of avoidance. It's a way to protect yourself from discomfort and uncertainty. But growth never happens in comfort zones. Real growth comes from stretching yourself beyond what feels easy and safe. When you wish you were better, you're choosing to lean into discomfort, to face challenges head on, and to learn from every experience. This mindset shift, from wishing for easier conditions to wishing for personal improvement, changes everything. It gives you power. It makes you proactive instead of reactive. Instead of waiting for the world to change, you commit to changing yourself. This is the mindset that creates leaders, innovators, and achievers. Wishing to be better means being honest with yourself about your weaknesses and areas for growth. It means seeking feedback, learning new skills, and being willing to fail and try again. It means understanding that success is not a straight path, but a journey of continuous improvement. Every failure is a lesson, every setback a stepping stone, and every challenge an opportunity to grow stronger. One of the biggest reasons people fail to progress is because they focus on external obstacles instead of internal development. They get stuck complaining about how hard things are instead of asking, how can I become better equipped to handle this? When you take responsibility for your growth, you shift your energy from frustration to action. You start reading, learning, practicing, and evolving. Wishing you were better also means developing emotional strength. Life's challenges are not only physical or intellectual, but often emotional. Handling stress, managing relationships, and maintaining a positive attitude during tough times requires emotional maturity. Those who cultivate this emotional intelligence can weather storms with greater stability and clarity. When you wish you were better, you become a lifelong learner. You never stop improving because you realize that there is always room to grow. This continuous improvement mindset keeps you adaptable and open to new ideas. It prevents complacency and fuels ambition. Another important aspect of wishing you were better is that it helps you develop patience. Growth takes time. You won't become better overnight, and the path may be slow and difficult. But when you focus on personal improvement rather than easy outcomes, you cultivate persistence. You learn to keep going even when progress feels invisible because you know every small step counts. This mindset also fosters humility. When you accept that you need to grow to meet your goals, you become open to learning from others. You seek mentors, listen to advice, and surround yourself with people who inspire you to be better. You don't see yourself as perfect but as a work in progress. Moreover, wishing you were better changes your relationship with failure. Instead of fearing failure or avoiding it, you see failure as feedback, valuable information about where you need to improve. This attitude removes the stigma of failure and makes it a natural part of the growth process. You also begin to appreciate the value of hard work. Easy success is often fleeting, but success earned through effort and growth is lasting. When you want to be better, you don't look for shortcuts or quick fixes. You embrace the discipline, the sweat, and the learning required to build real competence and confidence. Finally, this mindset prepares you for a lifetime of success. Because life will never stop presenting challenges. The world changes, industries evolve, and new obstacles arise. If you always wish for easier conditions, you'll be caught off guard. But if you continually wish to be better, you will be ready for whatever comes next. You will meet each challenge with strength, skill, and wisdom. In today's fast-paced world, It's easy to confuse being busy with being productive. Many people fill their days with endless tasks, meetings, emails, and errands, believing that staying busy is the same as making progress. But here's a powerful truth: business is not a measure of success. Being busy simply means you have a lot going on. Being valuable means you make a difference. The key to winning in life and work is to focus on being valuable, not just busy. When you are busy without value, you may find yourself exhausted at the end of the day, but with little to show for it. You might have checked off a long to-do list, but those tasks may not have moved you closer to your goals. It's like spinning wheels in the mud. You're active, but you're not advancing. The opposite is being valuable, which means doing things that produce results, that create impact, and that improve your situation or the lives of others. To be valuable, you need to identify what truly matters, the high leverage activities that generate the greatest return on your time and energy. It requires focus and clarity. Instead of scattering your efforts across many low-impact tasks, concentrate on what adds real worth. Ask yourself, what actions today will bring me closer to my most important goals? And how can I solve problems or meet needs that others will appreciate? Being valuable is about problem solving. Every successful person or business provides a solution. They find a need and fill it. When you think this way, you stop doing things just for the sake of doing them and start thinking about how your work can benefit others. This shift in mindset is crucial because value is always tied to contribution. You become valuable by making life easier, better, or more enjoyable for someone else. Another important aspect of being valuable is the quality of your work. It's not enough to do something quickly or just to finish it, you must do it well. Excellence breeds trust and respect. When people know they can rely on you to deliver quality, they seek you out and give you opportunities. Over time, this reputation becomes a powerful asset that opens doors and creates new paths to success. Being valuable also means investing in your skills and knowledge. The more you learn and the better you become at what you do, the more valuable you are. Continuous learning is the engine of value creation. It allows you to solve more complex problems, innovate, and adapt to change. If you want to be valuable, commit to growing your expertise and expanding your capabilities. It's also important to recognize that being valuable extends beyond your technical skills. Your attitude, communication, and relationships all contribute to your value. People want to work with those who are reliable, positive, and easy to collaborate with. Your character and how you treat others can make you more valuable than any skill alone. Time management plays a vital role in becoming valuable rather than just busy. You must learn to prioritize and say no to distractions and non-essential tasks. Being busy often comes from trying to do too much or reacting to everything that demands your attention. Valuable people choose what to focus on intentionally, protecting their time for the activities that matter most. Another key to value is innovation. Look for ways to improve existing processes, find creative solutions, and think differently. Those who bring new ideas and improvements add tremendous value to their organizations and communities. Innovation requires curiosity and a willingness to challenge the status quo. In business and life, value attracts opportunities. When you are valuable, you are sought after. People want to hire you, collaborate with you, and learn from you. This is how success compounds. The more value you provide, the more doors open, leading to bigger opportunities, higher income, and greater influence. On the flip side, if you focus only on staying busy, you risk burnout without progress. You may find yourself overwhelmed and frustrated, feeling like you're working hard but going nowhere. Busy work often distracts you from your priorities and leaves you exhausted instead of empowered. Being valuable is also about impact. It's about how your work changes things for the better. Even small contributions can have a big ripple effect. When you focus on impact, You think beyond yourself and look at the bigger picture. You ask, how does what I'm doing help my team, my customers, or my community? To cultivate value, seek feedback regularly. Understand what others appreciate about your work and where you can improve. This awareness helps you align your efforts with what is truly needed and valued. It also shows humility and a willingness to grow, qualities that further increase your worth. Ultimately, the goal is to move from being reactive to proactive. Instead of letting your schedule dictate your day, take charge of your agenda by focusing on value creation. Plan your day around key tasks that move the needle rather than tasks that merely fill time. By shifting your focus from business to value, you create a life of purpose and results. You become someone who is not just seen as active, but as indispensable. This shift leads to greater satisfaction, success, and fulfillment in all areas of your life. Discipline is one of the most important yet misunderstood qualities that separate those who achieve their goals from those who merely dream about them. Many people have big ambitions and set exciting goals, but only a few turn those goals into reality. The difference between dreaming and doing, between setting targets and reaching them, lies in discipline. Discipline is the bridge that connects your intentions with actual accomplishment. When you look at any success story, you'll find discipline at its core. Talent and intelligence are helpful, but they are not enough without discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It means staying committed to your path despite distractions, obstacles, or temporary discomfort. Without discipline, motivation alone is fleeting and unreliable. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward no matter what. Discipline is not about punishment or deprivation. It's about self-control and consistency. It's the habit of making choices that align with your long-term vision rather than immediate gratification. For example, choosing to wake up early to work on your goals instead of sleeping in, or deciding to study and practice instead of procrastinating. These small, consistent actions build momentum that eventually leads to significant progress. The bridge of discipline often requires sacrifice. You might have to say no to certain pleasures, distractions, or short-term comforts in order to stay focused. This can be challenging, especially in a world full of temptations and instant gratification. But those who understand the value of discipline realize that these sacrifices are investments in their future. The pain of discipline today leads to the pleasure of success tomorrow. Another essential aspect of discipline is planning. Discipline without a clear plan can lead to frustration. You need to know where you are going and what steps to take. Breaking your goals into manageable tasks and scheduling time for them creates a roadmap. Discipline then becomes the daily commitment to follow that roadmap, even when the journey gets tough or boring. Discipline also means resisting procrastination. It's easy to delay important tasks, convincing yourself that you'll get to them later. But procrastination is the enemy of discipline. The ability to start immediately, to take the first step even when the whole task seems overwhelming, is a sign of discipline. Once you begin, momentum builds, making it easier to continue. One of the most powerful effects of discipline is the development of strong habits. Habits are the automatic behaviors that shape your life. When discipline is practiced consistently, it transforms actions into habits. Instead of relying on willpower every time, your positive behaviors become second nature. This frees up mental energy and reduces the chance of failure. Discipline also builds character. It strengthens your resolve and teaches you patience. Success rarely happens overnight. It requires endurance and the willingness to push through setbacks and failures. Discipline keeps you steady on your path, preventing you from giving up when things get hard. It's the inner voice that says, "Keep going," when everything else tempts you to quit. Many people confuse discipline with perfectionism, but they are not the same. Discipline is about progress and persistence, not about being flawless. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you continue to move forward. In fact, discipline helps you learn from those mistakes and keep improving. Accountability is closely linked to discipline. When you hold yourself accountable, or have someone else to hold you accountable, your discipline strengthens. Sharing your goals with others or tracking your progress can motivate you to stay committed. Knowing that you have a responsibility to yourself or a team makes it harder to slack off. Discipline applies to all areas of life: career, health, relationships, and personal growth. In your career, discipline means consistently showing up, working hard, and continually improving your skills. For health, it means choosing nutritious foods and exercising regularly. In relationships, it means being present and making time for others. For personal growth, it means dedicating time to learning and reflection. It's important to recognize that discipline is a skill that can be developed. It's not something you either have or don't have. Like any skill, it improves with practice. Starting small, setting achievable goals, and gradually increasing your level of discipline can create lasting change. Over time, your ability to stay disciplined grows stronger, and your accomplishments grow larger. One of the challenges of discipline is dealing with setbacks and failures. Discipline helps you bounce back. When you slip up or fall behind, it's discipline that encourages you to get back on track instead of giving up. It's the mental strength to learn from failure and use it as fuel for future success. Discipline also creates freedom. While it might seem restrictive at first, it actually frees you from chaos and wasted time. When you're disciplined, you control your schedule and your choices rather than being controlled by impulses or distractions. This freedom allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters and achieve the life you desire. Ultimately, discipline is what turns dreams into reality. Without it, goals remain wishes and ideas remain plans. Discipline is the bridge that carries you across the gap from where you are now to where you want to be. It is the daily commitment to excellence, to showing up, and to doing the work that nobody else sees, but everyone eventually benefits from. Many people think of success as something external, something they must chase or grab hold of. They believe if they work hard enough, network enough, or get lucky, success will appear like a prize waiting at the finish line. But this common perception overlooks a deeper truth. Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. This subtle shift in understanding can transform your entire approach to life and achievement. When you focus solely on pursuing success, you are often chasing results without investing in the foundation needed to support those results. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on shaky ground. If your character, skills, mindset, and habits are not strong, the success you try to grasp is unstable and temporary. But when you work on becoming the right person, success naturally flows to you because you are ready to receive and sustain it. Becoming the person who attracts success means developing qualities that are universally respected and admired. Integrity, discipline, kindness, resilience, and continuous learning are a few examples. These qualities build a reputation and character that draw opportunities, relationships, and resources your way. People want to work with, invest in, and follow those who demonstrate strong character and consistent growth. Success attracted through personal development is also more fulfilling. When you become the person who deserves success, the achievements are not hollow. They reflect your values, your efforts, and your authentic self. This alignment brings deeper satisfaction and peace because your accomplishments mirror who you really are, not just external symbols of wealth or status. Attracting success requires a focus on self-mastery. This means managing your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors to align with your goals. A person who has self-mastery doesn't get easily discouraged by setbacks or distracted by short-term pleasures. They stay focused on their vision and maintain a positive mindset even when the path is difficult. This inner strength acts like a magnet, pulling success closer. Another critical element is the commitment to lifelong learning. The person who attracts success is always growing. They seek knowledge, skills, and experiences that expand their capacity. This learning mindset makes them adaptable and prepared for changing circumstances. As industries evolve and the world shifts, the ability to learn and apply new ideas becomes a key driver of long-term success. Networking and relationships also play a crucial role in attracting success. When you become someone who adds value to others, you naturally build strong connections. These connections become a support system, sources of inspiration, and pathways to new opportunities. Success is rarely a solo journey. It is built on relationships nurtured by generosity, trust, and mutual respect. Being the person who attracts success also means embracing a service mindset. Instead of focusing solely on what you want, you think about how you can contribute to others' success and well-being. This shift from selfish pursuit to generous contribution creates a cycle of positivity that benefits everyone involved. When you help others succeed, you create goodwill and open doors that might otherwise remain closed. It's important to understand that becoming this kind of person is a process, not an event. It requires patience, consistency, and daily effort. You don't wake up one morning fully transformed. Rather, you make small choices every day that shape your character and capabilities. Over time, these choices compound, and you find yourself in a new place, one where success is naturally drawn to you. Your habits play a foundational role in this transformation. The habits you cultivate, whether related to health, mindset, or productivity, form the framework of the person you become. Positive habits reinforce your goals and values, while negative habits can pull you away from your desired path. Being mindful of your habits and deliberately cultivating those that support growth is essential for attracting success. Another factor is how you handle failure and criticism. The person who attracts success views setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve. They don't let failure define them or halt their progress. Instead, they use feedback to refine their approach and strengthen their resolve. This resilience makes them attractive to success because they don't give up when challenges arise. Confidence also plays a role in attracting success. When you believe in yourself and your ability to grow, others see that confidence and respond positively. Confidence is not arrogance. It's a quiet assurance rooted in preparation, experience, and self-awareness. This inner confidence invites opportunities and encourages others to trust and invest in you. Finally, becoming the person who attracts success means living with purpose. When your actions align with a clear and meaningful purpose, your energy and focus become magnetic. People and opportunities are drawn to those who have a strong sense of direction and passion. Purpose acts as a beacon that guides your decisions and inspires others to join your journey. Failure is often seen as something to fear, avoid, or feel ashamed of. Society tends to celebrate success stories without showing the difficult, messy process behind them. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It's an essential part of it. Failure is simply a stepping stone on the path to success, a necessary experience that teaches, refines, and prepares you for your eventual achievement. Every successful person has faced failure many times. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they view and respond to failure. Those who win see failure not as a dead end, but as a valuable lesson. They understand that each failure reveals something important. What doesn't work, what needs to be improved, or what new direction to take. Failure is a teacher, not a punishment. When you experience failure, it forces you to pause and reflect. It provides feedback that you cannot get any other way. You learn about your weaknesses, your mistakes, and your blind spots. This self-awareness is critical for growth. Without failure, you might keep repeating the same errors, unaware that a different approach is needed. Failure shakes you out of complacency and pushes you to adapt. In many ways, failure is the ultimate test of your commitment and resilience. It separates those who are truly dedicated from those who are easily discouraged. When faced with setbacks, the successful person digs deep, finds new energy, and keeps moving forward. They develop a mindset that failure is temporary, not permanent. This resilience becomes a core strength that sustains them through future challenges. Another important aspect of failure is the humility it cultivates. When things don't go as planned, you are reminded that you are not infallible. This humility opens the door to learning from others, seeking advice, and accepting constructive criticism. Without humility, growth is limited. Failure humbles you in a way that encourages continuous improvement. Failure also sparks creativity and innovation. When a particular strategy or approach fails, you are forced to think differently. Many great inventions and breakthroughs have come from repeated failures. It's through trial and error that new ideas emerge. The willingness to experiment, fail, and try again is what leads to breakthroughs. Moreover, failure builds experience. Experience is valuable because it gives you insight and wisdom that cannot be gained from theory alone. Every failure adds to your personal and professional toolkit. The lessons learned become part of your intuition, helping you make better decisions in the future. Over time, accumulated experience reduces the likelihood of future failure and increases your chances of success. Facing failure also builds courage. It takes bravery to take risks, knowing that failure is a possibility. Each time you fail and recover, your courage grows stronger. You become less afraid to take bold steps and more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Courage and persistence are inseparable partners on the road to success. It's also important to distinguish between failing forward and failing backward. Failing forward means learning from each failure and using it as a stepping stone. Failing backward means giving up or repeating the same mistakes. The mindset you adopt determines which path you take. Those who fail forward stay engaged, keep experimenting, and view setbacks as progress rather than defeat. Failure teaches patience as well. Success rarely happens overnight. The journey can be long and filled with ups and downs. Understanding that failure is part of the process helps you develop patience. You learn to endure setbacks and keep your eyes on the long-term goal rather than getting discouraged by short-term difficulties. Many fear failure because of how it might affect their reputation or self-esteem. But those who succeed realize that reputation is built not just on success, but on how you handle failure. People respect those who are honest about their mistakes and who show perseverance. Being transparent and resilient in the face of failure earns trust and admiration. Failure also encourages you to clarify your goals and priorities. When something doesn't work, you're forced to reevaluate whether you're on the right path or if adjustments are needed. Sometimes failure is a sign that a different direction is better suited for your skills and passions. This clarity helps you align your efforts with what truly matters. It's critical to keep perspective on failure. One failure does not define you or your potential. It is only a moment in time. When you broaden your view, you see failure as a small part of a much larger journey. Success is not a single event, but the culmination of many attempts, adjustments, and lessons learned along the way. Finally, failure helps build gratitude and appreciation for success. When you have struggled and stumbled, achieving your goal becomes all the more meaningful. The joy of success is amplified by the knowledge that it was earned through persistence and learning. This gratitude motivates you to keep striving and to help others on their own journeys. Remember, winning is not about luck or momentary success. It's about who you become through your journey. It's about embracing discipline, learning from every failure, focusing on value over business, and continuously growing into the person who naturally attracts success. When you commit to these principles, success stops being something you chase and becomes something you live. So start today. Take those small but powerful steps and watch how your life transforms. Your greatest victories are waiting just on the other side of your determination. Keep moving forward, because the secret to always winning is simply never giving up.